Okay. Ron Harris here from MuscularDevelopment.com with 2017 Tampa Pro champion George Peterson, and it's hard to believe this is his first win of the season. I was checking out pictures. His trainer Justin was sending me like a million pictures, and I was very, very impressed, as were everyone else that saw them online. I saw him first this season, New York Pro, very narrow loss to Breon Ansley, and then he went to Chicago Pro, another second place. Close, close, close. Vancouver Pro, sixth place. Had to come to Florida to pull it off, and this was not an easy show. This was a pretty big lineup of classic physique competitors. So first of all, I want to say congratulations. How does it feel to finally get a win this season?
Oh my God, like words can't even describe how I feel. It feels like a major redemption. You know, I've been knocking on the door, like you said, New York, Chicago, to Vancouver. After Vancouver, I was actually thinking about hanging it up for the year. You know, but after a few motivational words from my coach Justin Miller and encouragement from my friends and my family, I decided to push on and go for Tampa, and it looks like it paid off, you know.
You're one of a few successful classic physique competitors that came from bodybuilding. You know, how well did you do in bodybuilding, and what made you decide to make the transition to classic physique when that came along?
Well, as an amateur in bodybuilding, I did fairly well. I mean, in 2012, as a light heavy, I won overall the Metropolitan. You know, won against guys who were top 5 guys in national level. You know, then in the following year, in 2013, I went up to heavies, went to the nationals, and didn't do well at all. Actually, probably came in last place, if I remember correctly. And I understand why. I mean, trying to put on all that size just took away the pleasing look that I had even as a light heavy. You know, and I wanted to get that back. And when Classic Physique came out and I saw that I had to bring my weight down, I felt like, oh, this might be a way to reinvent myself, bring back that pleasing look that I know I can bring. And that's what I feel like I'm doing by doing Classic Physique, you know?
I know from talking online with Justin that getting down to this weight, what do you have to weigh for your height in Classic?
As a pro, 187.
187. How difficult is that for you?
It gets very difficult to a point. Like I get down to about 195. Not so hard. It's fairly easy to get down to 195, but at that point, like, my body kind of wants to just stay there. But then we have to drop the carbs even lower, cut water, you know, even more. But eventually, I get down to the 187. I know when I'm about that 187 mark, because that's when I feel just about dead, you know. But yeah, but we make it work. Justin Miller, I gotta actually say, I couldn't do all this without Justin. He's like a magician. He makes things happen where you say, how'd you do that? Like, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Now, the weights went up. The weight limits went up 5 pounds. I don't know how much they've gone up from the original. Was it 5 or 10? 5. So a lot of guys are, you know, they're campaigning for more, another increase. Right. Are you one of those guys?
It would be very nice to have more weight. I mean, you know, added to the weight cap, because then it wouldn't be so much of a struggle. You don't have to worry about losing muscle. Because I feel like I could look dynamite even at 197, 196. You know. But if they don't increase the weight and they want to keep it where it is, I'm fine with that too, you know. Yeah.
The other two things I talked to guys like Hester and all the top guys want to get their opinion on. First of all, the shorts. Do you want to see the shorts stay the way they are, or do you want them to go towards like the old school bodybuilding trunks from like the 70s?
Right, 70s. I would love the bodybuilding shorts from the 70s, like the Arnold ones, where they don't necessarily show the glutes, but it shows a little bit more leg than what we're doing right now. I would love those, but you know, I've actually grown kind of fond of the Classic Physique shorts. You know, now they kind of grown on me. You know, but if they decide to make an adjustment to the shorts, I mean, I would love it, because I love that design.
And the other thing that there's talk about hopefully maybe changing is you guys don't get to hit all the poses. And, you know, you have probably, I'll say it, I think you got the best back in Classic Physique.
Thank you.
You know, I don't think I'm alone in that opinion. And you don't get to hit a rear lat spread. Right. So would you like to see all the poses, front lat spread, you know, everything that the bodybuilders do? I
would love to see a front lat spread, a rear lat spread. I mean, I would even love to see most muscular added into Classic, because, you know, I remember the Classic guys hitting most muscular shots, you know. So you can. There are classical types of most musculars, like both hands behind the back type of most muscular. I feel like that's a classic most muscular. Not necessarily the crab one maybe, but at least one of those. You know, one of those.
So we're only in the second season of Classic Physique. It was only came into being, you know, early last year, but it's growing so fast. Every show I go to, from local shows to national shows like the USA last weekend here, it's just blowing up. Why do you think the appeal for Classic is so strong? It's drawing so many guys into it.
I think it really gives guys a chance to reinvent themselves. It gives guys a chance to really express themselves the way they want to be displayed, especially where one of the great things about Classic is they have a classic pose of your choice. So that's something you could really express yourself. What pose do you look the best in? And in bodybuilding, you don't have that. I mean, if you don't look good in these sets of poses, then it's just a done deal. You know what I mean? But you know, and every young guy that I talk to, this is the thing. Every young guy that I talk to in the gym who comes up to me, and you know, they always tell me they're going into Classic. I haven't heard that many young guys, you know, today say that they're going into bodybuilding. That right there tells me that Classic is going to keep growing and growing and growing, because all the young guys coming up are going that way, you know. So it's a great division. It's growing and growing, and it's going to be. It's never going to overshadow bodybuilding, and we don't want that anyway. But Classic is going to definitely be a star of its own, you know.
You know, Kurt, this is my theory, and you tell me if you agree or not. I think if I was an 18-year-old kid now and I'm looking at Big Ramy, Kai Green, Phil Heath, I think to myself, there's no way I'm never, ever going to look like that.
Right.
And realistically, they're never probably going to look like you or Danny Hester or Chris Bumstead either. But because you're 187 pounds and not 287 pounds, they said maybe I can look like that. Do you see a big appeal with Classic is that it is somewhat more attainable in the minds of the kids out there who are the next generation?
Absolutely. It's no different than when Men's Physique came out. When Men's Physique came out, it exploded. You know, on the national level and the amateur level, the Physique lineup just completely dominated, you know, the bodybuilding lineup. There was so much more guys doing the Physique than there was bodybuilding, and that's because it was more attainable to these guys than, you know, the freaky bodybuilding look. If you're a person who can obtain that freaky bodybuilding look, then hey, do that. You know, your body is made for that. But for everybody out there, know yourself. If you know that you cannot get up to a Big Ramy or a Kai Green or a Phil Heath type of physique, but you know you can get like a Danny Hester type or a C. Bumstead or Breon or something like that, then make the right choice. Don't damage your health trying to get somewhere where you can't, you know, do the right thing.
And the last question. It's been a long year already for you. I imagine you started prep for New York in March, maybe earlier?
Right. Yeah, a little bit earlier.
So we're here in August now, beginning of August. Right. Olympia 7 weeks away. What do you do from between now and the Olympia? Because I assume you're going to the Olympia.
Oh, absolutely.
You better be going to the Olympia.
I know, I better be after all this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to the Olympia. I'm going to just take just a couple of days to, you know, relax, eat a little bit, eat some human food, you know, like a normal person, and then jump right back on the horse. You know, after Vancouver, I was feeling a little shot mentally, and I was telling my coach, I feel like I need like a recharge. I didn't know what was going to give me that recharge. I was thinking maybe, like I told you earlier, just hanging it up and maybe that would give me the recharge. But, you know, after getting this victory, this has like recharged me, you know, vitally, you know, and now I'm ready to go again. I actually can't wait to start prepping, you know, for the Olympia now, you know, so I'm ready to go. And I actually want to dedicate this win to the late Sean Harris. I saw Sean, I would see Sean at Bev's pretty much every day. You know, the guys are just one of the best guys that I've ever met. You know, he would always, you know, give me encouraging words, and, you know, he was planning on doing this show in open bodybuilding. And it's just sad that, you know, his life was taken in that tragic car accident, right, you know, so close to the show. And this is dedicated to him more than anything else. Sean, we miss you. This is for you, buddy.
Well, I'm glad to finally see you get a win. It's long overdue. I thought one of these shows before this would have been that time, but we're here today. You got the win. Finally, you're on the way to the Olympia, as you should be. You're one of the best. And I want to see you on that stage battling Danny, Arash, Bumstead, all these guys, because that's where you need to be.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's got the sword, he's got the thing, there's a big check on the ground, and that's what he deserves. For musculardevelopment.com, Ron Harris with George Patterson. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Ron.
Appreciate it.